Captain Charles Grant was one of the most successful whaling captains of all time. In his 56 years at sea, he brought home more barrels of oil than any other Nantucket whaling captain. His father, the Scotsman, James Grant, was shipwrecked on the shoals of Nantucket in 1801. His son Charles began his formidable career by embarking on his first voyage in 1825 at age 11 aboard the John Jay. At age 30, he received first command aboard the Walter Scott. Oil from sperm whales was the gold of the time. It made the brightest candles and was a superior lubricant for clocks and machinery. It was exported internationally and generated great wealth and prosperity for the island of Nantucket in the mid-19th century. During the height of the whaling era, Nantucket was a thriving center of international trade. The economy was booming. It flourished under cosmopolitan influences.
That was a time of great prosperity on the island. If you look now at Main Street, Nantucket, the three bricks and the beautiful houses there, most of those were either built or remodeled in the 1830s and 40s when there was great wealth. So the town was prosperous. Melville describes it as a little anthill in the sea, and people were educated. They were cosmopolitan in a way that most small town people in America were not, because these men had seen so much of the world, and they had come back and told their families these stories.
This inflow of prosperity created impetus for a different style of architecture. Captain Grant's house at 54 Orange Street is a beautiful example of this newly inspired aesthetic.
54 Orange Street is one of the best examples of Greek Revival architecture on island from the 1830s that retains a lot of its architectural integrity and was a house built for wealthy Nantucketer. This was really rare at the time because it was a Quaker community and they were very conservative in their architecture until the 1830s.
There is balance and symmetry in the overall aesthetic, and its many distinctive details are still intact today. Ionic columns support the pedimented entry. Large windows light the interior. The grandeur of the curved staircase draws the eye upwards. The knoll is embedded with an ivory mortgage button. The fireplaces are individually crafted with marble from New Zealand. The original wide plank floorboards, fluted doorways, and rose corners are some of the architectural features within the Greek Revival vocabulary. These embellishments and design bore the stamp of success and was the preferred style of captains' houses.
It's the granddaddy of the neighborhood. There's some beautiful houses on Orange Street, but when you get to this one, you kind of look back and you say, wow, look, this is here.
So having a captain's house sort of connects you to that bit of Nantucket history that's so important. And particularly a house like this where the wife also went whaling.
Captain Grant's wife, Nancy Wire, was one of the first women to brave the treacherous whaling voyages, many of which lasted up to 5 years. They had 3 children during these perilous journeys. Their youngest son, George, became a mariner and later the custodian of the Whaling Museum.
There's a real sense of history here. You walk down the cobbled streets that you still get today, you feel like you're back in the whaling era. And that hasn't changed, and that's rare in this country that you have a whole town that gives you that feeling.
Sea Captain's House is going to come up on the market, probably not for the next 30 years, because once this one is gone, there's going to be a family in here for 30 to 50 years. That's how it happens.
Nantucket, imbued with charm, has retained its uniqueness and exclusivity. The house at 54 Orange Street stands as an historic memento to Captain Grant, the dynamic, courageous, and above all generous master mariner who braved the world's oceans and is an indelible part of the rich and abundant history of the island of Nantucket.